What up, what up, what up? Y'all already know it's your favorites coach. And I always go to work. It's your favorite hour on the hour, 2 p.m., where we give you everything sports. This is Givin Game, and I'm no other than Coach Goody. What up, y'all? Man, it's been a lot going on. The seasons have changed. The weather is very fall-like. We got a lot of rain in the city right now. So I hope everybody's having a fantastically blessed Friday, getting home safe or ending your day very well. But we got to get into the sports. Y'all know what we do best. And we're going to start in HBCU land because it's a lot at stake this week. And in particular for my Jackson State Tigers, we are facing off in the Soul Bowl against Alcorn State University. This is a big rival within the state of Mississippi. And in HBCUs, Alcorn State, Jackson State going against each other. I think that's the first time ever I saw like 50,000 plus fans in the stadium. It's going down this weekend, and it's for all the marbles, should I say, because Jackson State, in our last discussion, lost to Grambling. Unfortunate situation for us, if you just think about it, all right? Something that we really didn't need, not to say the least. And now we've been in like this hunt with Alabama State. It's been going back and forth. We have the tiebreaker because we beat Alabama State early in the season, but it's been pressured to finish out strong, annihilated everybody since we played Grambling in Las Vegas. And this is another crucial matchup. We have to win the game. There's not even a question about it. Sorry, my boy JT, I love you to death, but it's the I love over here, and Jackson State need to get the dub. It's just very simple. Their running game is playing really well right now, and this is not a knock to Alcorn. They are playing well right now too. Underdog, 4-5, but very tough team. We're gonna have to come with it. It's not just gonna be an easy game. And on the other side, we got Alabama State. They're right there, neck and neck with us. So it's very important that we win, but also for them that they get a dub too, because if they want to keep their season alive, be able to go to the SWAC championship, they gotta get a dub this weekend. Now, worst case scenario, Jackson State loses. There may be a possibility to get in, but we need Alabama State to lose. And that's just too many variations that I, as a Jackson State fan, do not want to stress about at this current moment. So I'm hoping that my Tigers can lock in, get the dub, and beat Alcorn. We have had multiple seasons of disappointment. The last 2 years, though, we've been pretty smooth sailing against Alcorn. But again, I respect Alcorn State University. They are a very good football team. And a lot of noise has been around HBCUs, not because of what Jackson State and, what the SWAC is doing, but also in the news of the MEAC. Yes, Deshaun Jackson has got it cracking over there at Delaware State. And they are undefeated right now in MEAC competition. Their league is a little bit smaller, so this weekend they'll be having the MEAC championship, which Delaware State will be playing against South Carolina State. And both teams, again, very strong. South Carolina State undefeated as well in MEAC play. Delaware State, new coach. And it seems like they've been doing really well. Rolling. They got a lot of transfers in. The transfer portal can be a curse and a blessing to HBCUs. But right now, just with the name Deshaun Jackson gets you recruits. But getting in that portal, he did. And it's paying off. Hopefully they can get there. I'm cheering for Delaware State. No offense, South Carolina State fans. But I hope D-Jack can go in. I mean, first-year coach, we talked about this early, Cousins, about how it looked for these football coaches, these new coaches that have not been head coaches before. So just great players, great names. What does that result to on the field? Right now, we're seeing it pay off. Not so much for Michael Vick, but still, it's Michael Vick. Any progression that he had this year with Norfolk State, they were going to take, because a lot of other programs are looking at him right now anyway. So it's paying off. It's going to be for all the wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, this weekend in black college football. A lot of names, too, been buzzing around. A lot of kids from those smaller schools. I try to tell athletes all the time, parents all the time, you got to give an HBCU at least a chance, because this is now like that leaping pad for you to either go to the next level. A lot of players playing at like Livingstone College got a dog right now on their squad. getting this notoriety, playing at that level, and then being able to go to potentially Power 5, Power 4 school. It's not a bad idea. Just saying, think about it. And I forgot to mention this, on the SWAC side, Jackson State, obviously, we're in a nail biter with Alabama State, but the West is already won because Prairie View already solidified their position in the West. So we still have one more week in the SWAC to play, and then we'll have our SWAC championship, and then it's all about the Celebration Bowl, which is December 13th, which is why we're talking about all this here, because we'll have the HBCU National Championship, which is the Celebration Bowl. It happens every year for right now, because, things change. People can buy it. But right now it happens in Atlanta, and you have the MEAC champion versus the SWAC champion. They play for the HBCU National Championship, and we love to hear it. I'm trying to get out there to Atlanta. I'm going to talk to the bosses, the higher-ups, but this is a great opportunity to put our HBCUs on a platform, a bigger platform than they already kind of are, and give these kids some notoriety that they probably typically do not get on a regular basis. Switching to the national college football, it's been a lot going on. I want to shout out to UC Davis and Sac State. Stingers up, having a very successful season this year. I know everybody's been talking about some things that happened throughout the year, maybe didn't like everything, but Sac State's having a solid year this year. And again, we talked about we need our Stingers to win. It's that simple. You got to win games so we can get people in to buy in to this philosophy that they feel like they should be in the Pac-12. Very simple. But they play Davis this weekend, and it's the Causeway Classic. They have been playing each other, rivals, right up the street. It's like 29 minutes from Sacramento. If you drive like me, maybe 35 if you drive like some other people. But really excited. I've been to the Causeway Classic multiple times. It's a really good energy to see this little area become like a football focus, little area. We don't have a professional team, and we don't have a large college here that's really good. So it makes it, something to be excited about. In the season strong. Both squads got players all throughout from the city. So this is really like a city victory at the end of the day. But we still, again, Stingers up. I think Davis is a really good team this year. To say what they've been compared to in previous years, I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna have the scores up. I'm gonna be paying attention. If you want to get a chance to go out there, make sure you pick up tickets if you're locally, and support the babies, man. Go out there and see them young men ball out. Again, I got an opportunity to go to Sac State. They cooking over there. They got something cooking, but you gotta let when you're cooking, you gotta let it marinate. We're in that holiday season right now. You gotta let it cook. You gotta let it prep. All of those things. That's kind of the stage that Sac State is in right now, and we shall see what they do. Hopefully, get a dub this weekend, or at least compete against Davis. In the national news now, let's talk about who's in the secure spots for the National College Playoff bracket. People are locking in more and more and more, and we're seeing some teams almost be in the bubble, some possibles. So the for sure lock-ins, if the playoffs started today, Week 12, we have Ohio State sitting at number 1. Ohio State has had no challenge, no struggle, no pushback, to say the least. They have been playing really good football. I don't know if it's the competition or is it just their complete dominance, but they are playing really well, and it seems like it's in video game mode. It's not even any like pushback effort. Like, I don't know how to describe it. If you've seen any Ohio State's games, they have been like, again, the team that looks like they may be back-to-back champs. That's just my take. I don't know how y'all feeling. Have y'all caught them? Have y'all seen them? Indiana playing really well. A surpriser for me. I knew Indiana was going to be good. I mean, again, on paper, a lot of people be looking good. A lot of people be in the transfer portal, but Indiana's really showing out. They've also kind of had a easier course than we probably have seen prior. I also don't know if it's because the talent is watered down. I haven't been that impressed individually, like as a one single player hasn't just stood out to me and like, oh my God, this is generational talent. We have some very well coached, good teams constructed, all right, put together. They look very good and they play very well as a team. Team function this year, 2026, they have that locked in for sure. Georgia, they was going to be locked in. I mean, Georgia, the powerhouse. They got them locked in. Texas A&M at 4 and Ole Miss sitting at 5. Possibles. You ever play spades? A strong possible is what they're saying. Notre Dame will probably make it. They've had kind of like an up and down, some pivotal losses, but they're still in the mix. Strong possible. And Texas Tech, which I love their quarterback. He's so funny too because he does everything like Patrick Mahomes, but he's a really good player. And they are right there in that mix too. I think those two teams are, like I said, strong possibles. I think more than likely they'll get in. But we got a couple teams on the bubble. And these are like our early high hopefuls, but then it's like a shift happened. And the second half of the season is always the tough part. It's the last leg to kind of push through. And we're seeing teams like Miami, Duke, Georgia Tech struggle. BYU is looking really good right now. I think they're still undefeated, if I'm not mistaken. And they could potentially win out and get in there. So they're a maybe. These are all our bubble maybe teams. But I really like BYU, hoping that they can push out throughout the season and finish strong, win their conference championship. That will give them a better chance of getting in. And with a team like BYU, it's kind of just starting right now. Let's get our rhythm. Let's get in this mix because we're not a traditional school that will probably get into the tournament or make it to the national championship game. But you get in, then you get to start recruiting a whole nother level of type of player. Yeah? So I'm really excited to see what they do. Another one that everybody's really watching, USC and Oregon. Oregon, a really good team. USC right there kind of on the cusp. They got to get over the hump, and they match up this week. So it's going to be really, really important for both squads to lock in. I think it's just today is lock in. Okay? It's a season of locking in because there's some big, big games that are happening on all levels when we talk about football. Those two is going to be interesting to watch. And then we also got Oklahoma and Missouri. And unfortunately, in that bubble is Alabama. This haven't been the same since Nick Saban, and it breaks my heart. We all, I think, because of Nick Saban, we all love Alabama. That's one of the reasons why we do. I mean, you true diehard Alabama fans, I totally get it. All my Auburn fans, I know y'all hate Alabama. No offense. But to see them down there, we talked about it a little bit earlier in the start of the season about like Alabama and Georgia. Really, Alabama, Georgia, and LSU having to show up right now because the Big Ten is looking very big. And I still believe in SEC football. Number one, powerhouse. I'm not questioning that whatsoever. But it's like those big names got to start showing up a little bit more. Haven't really heard much about the Heisman race. I just wanted to bring it up because I feel like the talent, even though these athletes are really, really good, it seems like at the college football level this year, the talent has been overall, though, very mid, very 6-7-ish, all right? I don't know if it's like a strong, or any excellence out there. Again, I think I've seen a lot of good team football, which I love quality football over just stars. But why do we watch the game? We watch it because we want to see the stars. As simple as that. We want to see the stars do what they do. Nobody, to me, I don't know how y'all feeling about it, nobody's really standing out significantly, just hands and feet, like they're for sure lock-in Heisman winner. There's a couple names that they're throwing out there, but I'm still not solely impressed off the overall talent this year. It seemed to be very questionable, to say the least. Another interesting fact in college football this week, Lane Kiffin, yes, the head coach at Ole Miss, rocking and rolling this year. He has been on the Lane Kiffin tour, I say. Visited LSU and Florida. He is currently the Ole Miss head coach, and I love to see it. All right? Some people don't like it. I get it. I totally understand. But with all these universities having control, players being able to do whatever they want to do, I love to see a coach kind of just like take his lead and take, charge of what he's going to do with his career. And with that being said, he is out here fishing for new potential spots. It's so funny too when coaches are going through this process. They're like, "No, I'm not really serious about going there. I'm still locked into my school." Especially Lane Kiffin. He has been like, "I'm Ole Miss. I'm locked in." Listen, first of all, love Ole Miss. Been there several times in the state of Mississippi. But these other schools that are calling you, brother, these other schools that are tapping your line, they gonna pay you a pretty penny to come over there and coach football. And what we've seen all season is it don't matter what the dollar amount is, you're still going to get it. Good, bad, or indifferent, win, lose, or draw. That money's still going to be owed to you. So whether the coach want to get fired, fire you, school want to go in a different direction, all of those things does not matter at the end of the day. It's about the biggest paycheck. And how can I recruit to potentially be at a national champion? I'm going to always be at a school like Ole Miss, always be in the middle pack, trying to fight, trying to get recruits, because there's still going to be the Penn States, the Notre Dames, the LSUs, the Alabamas, the Georgias, the bigger football names, Florida. People are going to want to go. That's where people are going to want to be. And when you are as good as a coach as Lane Kiffin, it makes your job easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And I just love to see him doing his big one. Like, I don't like the part, though, where he's like, oh, I'm not really interested. You're not taking visits if you're not interested. Okay? You're not going to these schools. And I mean getting flued out. Getting flued out to come see these schools and recruit, which is ironic that they use the same tactic to recruit the kids to recruit the coaches. Money, environment, space, facility, all those things that make us extremely happy as a coach. Yeah, they're pulling out the big stops right now. They're showing my guy every single thing possible. I know I heard a little bit about Penn State being in there, of the discussion of maybe he potentially may go there, but it has been very interesting to watch. Again, you usually hear right now a lot of the coaches like a Lane Kiffin or somebody on the stature of that they are getting potential NFL calls, because we see the tanking and the things that are going on in the NFL. So they always are looking at like potential new coaches. They started in the college round. They look there as well, and other potential candidates. But at the end of the day, money talks. And I know even, I talk about this all the time with my friends and my coach buddies. It's like, it got to be hard to try to coach a game, try to win a national championship. When you're in that realm, okay? We all have the team to be in that realm. When you are trying to win a national championship, it has to be very frustrating, very confusing, very just a difficult time as a coach and a player, because you still have recruiting going on. You still have people entering the portal. You still got to host new student athletes who may be potentially transferring. So, like, how am I talking to a kid that's playing for Florida, and I may end up potentially playing this school, and I'm trying to recruit a kid? It's a lot of messy business when it comes down to how it's all being handled right now. And all I can think of is the NCAA and how they operate. They're just trying to create more and more rules. They just haven't figured out how to do it yet. But knowing the NCAA like we do, we know they're trying to figure out how to get some type of control of this. It's chaos. It's the Wild Wild West. That's what's happening in college football. And please, baby, please, you know, once we talk about college basketball, it's even messier. But listen, I gotta pay a couple bills. I gotta take a little water break. It's halftime in the show right now, and you guys are listening to Givin Game. I'm Coach Goody. I'm live on 97.5 FM KDEE, and I'll see y'all after the break. Peace. What up, what up? Happy Friday. It's a beautiful one. I love the fall. I love this transition into winter. It's amazing. And we still got a whole lot of sports to talk about. I'm Coach Goody. Y'all listening to Givin Game, where we talk about everything that happened this week in sports. And I don't know what direction. I got a couple people in the live talking to me, we want to talk about the Niners and Brock Purdy doing his thing in the NFL. Or we want to talk about some basketball. I think I'm going to stick to the NFL. Week 12 is amongst us. Yes, I don't know how it's happening. The Niners are finding a way amongst the ways, still in the thick of things, and that's just here at the home camp. Also, too, we had a very, very awkward week with the Shador watch. Yes, we're still paying attention because that's our favorite non-player player that's playing this week. He's actually starting this week. This is going to be his first start in the NFL, and it's just a whole disappointing situation. You can tell that the Browns do not want him. Very obvious. And it's a result in how they started last week. They haven't put him in with any 1 reps. He has not gotten any opportunity to get better whatsoever. And then they throw him out there last week. He comes out like regular Shador. Hasn't practiced with the ones. Hasn't done anything. And now he's going to start this week. They already could have brought him in earlier, but I get it. Give Daniel Gabriel the chance to miss his opportunity, lose his opportunity, whatever may possibly happen. But again, it's been shady business, weird business. I just haven't liked it. I don't know how y'all feel, but I just have not liked how they have handled the situation. I just don't know. I don't think we've ever seen this ever in sports in general, where we've had a guy that 99% of the year last year, he was projected to be the number 1, if not number 2 pick. And top 3. Some were saying number 1. All year. I mean, literally came back to college to potentially put himself in that position to only be against Cam Ward. And yes, Cam Ward is stinking it up for the Tennessee Titans. But he's playing. He's getting an opportunity to be out there. We saw it with all these other young players. And it's just like, what's going on? I don't understand. We went from bad interviews to now can never get on the field. We are always praying for the upside. So we need him to ball out. I don't necessarily say he's going to ball out this week. I feel like you are just not getting enough opportunities to be successful. So he's going to get in the mix of things. He's going to make mistakes like he did last week. But then there's moments and glimpses where he looks very, very good. I respect it. I like it. I just want him to get out of Cleveland. Sorry, Cleveland fans. Sorry, Ohio. Sorry. But the one thing we do know, factual, we have the statistics to show that the Cleveland Browns are not the quarterback gurus that they think they are. They are not the specialists. They are not good in the quarterback expertise. So I want him to get up out of there, but he got to play strong throughout. So you got to give it what you can, play with your reps, get in there, do what you can. You know we all going to turn up. They play Las Vegas this week. And, again, the Raider fans, what are they cheering for? No offense, Raider fans. But they got to get it together. So a lot of people probably will be in there cheering for Shador at the same time. So that'll give him a little boost. He was hard on himself, but it's like, come on, bro. You're not really practicing with the ones. You're not really getting the reps to be better. I get you can put all the individual work in, but you got to get live game reps with the ones, with the competition, with the one defense coming at you, speed. It's a lot of things that go into that, but I don't know what the hate is. We're going to continue to support him here on Givin Game and hope he does his thing. Like, I just want him to be able to show everybody, like, oh, yeah, I can play, and be able to get enough to go somewhere else. That's it. We just want you to get enough to go somewhere else. I thought this was very interesting, too. The MVP race. Yes, I know everybody, the Purdy's, the Mac Joneses, everybody's behind. All these kids, like quarterbacks in particular, playing very well. But the number 1 that stands out right now is Jonathan Taylor of the Indianapolis Colts. He is going to potentially be, if he can ride this out, he could potentially be the first running back to get the MVP in 13 years. Yes, I said it. 13 years. I definitely feel like he got something in his tank. I watched him last week, and I was like, man, I don't know the last time I watched the Indianapolis Colts game. Probably when Peyton Manning was their quarterback. Didn't even think about it. They're having an amazing year this year, and the kid is special. The guy is really talented. Jonathan Taylor is a flat-out baller, and, I mean, this could be in comparison of Adrian Peterson. Like, the year Adrian Peterson won MVP, come on. Lights out. Like, it wasn't even fair. Like, I like that bet. But now, you got to think, this is a quarterback-loving league, all right? And who else would you think is in the competition in the race with him? 4 other quarterbacks. What else do we expect? Of course, no other than on that list, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is the guy. I don't think we've had a season Maybe his first two where we haven't thought he was the MVP. I don't even think of anybody on the Chiefs right now. Like, Travis Kelce ain't even doing nothing, to be honest. So, I don't even know any other players, but I know that Pat Mahomes, you're all in if you got him. He is the life, the breath, and everything that is keeping them alive. Of course, you probably say they have some other things that are very good, but if they don't have Patrick Mahomes, I don't even know what type of football team the Chiefs are. And that's why he's at the top of that list in the MVP race. After Patrick Mahomes, Matthew Stafford, Rams, rocking and rolling and rocking. Matthew Stafford doing Matthew Stafford type things. He's a very, very special talent. I really haven't been able to categorize who he specifically is like, but he's a flat-out baller, and the Rams are getting the results of that. In a split, you got Josh Allen, who we all love, having a tremendous year, and Drake May, which I don't think anybody thought his name would be in the mix, which now leads to like my top 5 teams in the NFL right now. And it's like the first two I kind of understood. Rams sitting at number 1, they're 8-2. Philly sitting at number 2, 8-2. Thought that would be kind of possibly the Rams in there. I don't know if necessarily number 1, but we knew the Rams would be in the conversation in the top 5. We knew Philly would be as well. Now, these other 3 names, no, and I don't know. Y'all tell me. Y'all let me know. Because I don't think anybody thought the Patriots, the Colts, and the Broncos would be covering up the other roundup of that top 5 list. Again, like I just said, Colts, they've been decent enough, not this good. They're pretty good right now. They're sitting at 8-2. The New England Patriots, which nobody's believed in since Tom Brady has exited the building, and they are sitting at 9-2. Very good team. Again, overall team, Drake. I mean, there's a lot of good things that are going on for New England right now, and they seem to find like they've got their rhythm. They've got their new birth. These new young players, they're getting their identity. It makes sense. Still, I'm surprised. Still shocked. I'm no disrespect, and as well as the Broncos. I like them. I really like those last 3. They are impressive, and I'm always gonna go for the underdog, like a team that nobody really anticipated. It makes the game fun. Makes the game fun to watch, and it's so important. And yes, I do agree. I think I'm probably the most impressed with is the Niners, and that's so to say as a Cowboy fan, but the Niners are impressing me. It's like everything that they've been thrown this year, they still find a way to win. And tremendous coaching. Let's put that out there. Coaches always make things better. But they are playing this scrappy type of football, which I will give it to all of Niner Nation. This is a very good thing. We talked about this early, cousins. It is a very good thing when a team can win when the odds are stacked against it. That happens like maybe once a week, twice a week, you get your injured players back. Every single week this year, the Niners have had something. I don't know what it is, but they've always had something every single week. Injury, back to back to back. All these things that they could not predict, and they're still figuring it out. How long can that last in the tank? We're going to be all watching. We're all going to be paying attention. But it is pretty impressive. I'm not going to be a hater. You know, I told you I love the game. So I will give credit where credit is due. They're doing their big one. All right. Want to switch over to my favorite segment of the whole show, which is shouting out and talking about my high school sideline report. It is a very, very big time. Your state probably has already played their maybe, city championships, section championships. Maybe even some states are already in their state. California, as we are a very, very big state, it is really cracking right now. So, in the basketball world, basketball started this week. Woo, woo! We are excited about it. Because that means there's games every single day of the week. And I love, love, love that for me, okay? Busy life. Foundation games happened. Everybody it was some good matchups in the city. Everybody just starting out. right? Optimism, very high. What are we going to do? What is it going to look like? And we love the start of basketball season. That's how you know it's about to be Thanksgiving. It's time to eat. And as well, it means the gifts are going to be given. And we ball out here. Basketball's our thing. I know we just say we're great at everything. I do really believe that. I know I've had this debate before. California produces the best athletes overall. And basketball we are no short of it. We come with the ballers in the section. We are in the San Joaquin section up here in NorCal. So a little different than SoCal, but the competition still the exact same. No, not to anybody else. I just, love my city, love my area. We got some ballers out here. Now, let's move to the heavy hitter, which we all love, which all y'all come for, is the high school football. And yes, we are in our section playoffs. It is the semifinals tonight for all of our divisions left. We talked about it a little bit maybe last week, but we are in this new bowl game system and, the first 9. So we had the small bowl games for the 9th through 12th seeds. Everybody else is pretty much getting a bye week, which is great. Get rehab, get back in, lock in and doing what you're doing. And now it is the first rounds are out of the way. Everybody's trying to get to the section championship game. And these are some heated matchups because they play each other all year 7-on-7. They practice with each other. They work out with each other. They played each other, some of these matchups in league already. So it's going to be very, very, very interesting tonight as I'm going to be in the midst of all of it. All right? So let's start with Division 3. Tonight, the semifinal games. This is to go to the section championship. We got Rio Americano at Wood Creek. Wood Creek has been flat out balling all year long. Rio is a very good team as well. Really well coached. They got some guys over there. Shout out to everybody at Rio. But Wood Creek, they got something different on their head this year. And they've played in higher divisions too. A little shake-up. So you're like, oh, why are they Division 3? There's a lot of things that have changed in the CIF for our old heads. But Rio will be taking on Wood Creek. I'm taking Wood Creek. I think Wood Creek it's something about them this year that they just seem a little bit more focused, a little bit more locked in. Just athletes over there balling out, running the ball all over people. So I'm taking Wood Creek in that game. And then we have the back-to-back state champions, Vanden, heading up to Oakdale. Shout out to my boys at Oakdale. I do a summer camp up there all the time. And I got to meet a lot of the families out there in the Oakdale area. And they are tried and true to sports, right? When you got an area like Oakdale and it's not anything else around you, you can't do nothing but get the kids locked into sports. And that is one thing up there they got very, very well is they playing basketball, baseball, football. They are all growing up together, which I think is also something really special when you get to grow up with the crew. But Oakdale facing off today against Vanden. Vanden's going to have a test traveling on the road. And again, it's hard to repeat, but it's hard to do it back to back to back. Shout out to everybody at Vanden. That's the squad over there. That's family. They're going to do their big one. I think it's going to be a really good game. I'm going to take Oakdale tonight. It hurts my heart because I think it's going to be a close one. But I think Oakdale can pull it out. Vanden, though, do not sleep on them. By no shape, form, or fashion. All right? Let's move to D2, which is where they say the big boys play. And St. Mary's of Stockton is at Manteca. And if I could get to Manteca tonight, that's probably the game I would have chose to attend because I think that's going to be a really good ball game. Both well-coached teams. Manteca has been on absolute fire this year. And St. Mary's, they got the guys. They got Moore over there. He's a flat-out baller. I want to say he's going to UCLA. They got so many weapons for St. Mary's. It's just like whatever they want to do, they can do. And again, I think it's something that we're seeing this trend over is the guys that stick together. All 3 of those teams that we've named so far, or 4 of those teams so far, they have been playing together since Pee Wee. So you just know where guys are supposed to be. You have a different type of rhythm. You have a different type of... Just everything is different when you have been playing with somebody for so long and the development is on the same page. And that's what you see really well in that St. Mary's team. A lot of those guys, I've been watching them, this senior group since like Pee-wees, 12U. So to see them right now playing as good as they are, that's going to be a really good game. I think that might be the best game in the section. Don't get me wrong. Don't quote me. But the other game in D2 is going to be an SFL matchup. Okay? Rockland at Granite Bay. Now, they are in the same league, and now they're going to play each other in the semis to go to the D2 section championship. This is probably their most important matchup against each other. Granite Bay, we know they're going to run that thing. He is a great running back over there. They got the system. They got the running back to kind of be very impressive with the offense today. And Rockland, weapons on weapons on weapons. And I don't know if I like playing somebody twice. Granite Bay won the last matchup in league against Rockland. So there's a big chip on Rockland's shoulder. Rockland's been kind of getting there and just been getting bumped out a couple times and not just getting over the hump. So it's a lot of pressure right now on Rockland, I feel like, to kind of prove like, hey, we are good enough to be able to get over it. But also, too, Coach Catalico and the Granite Bay team, they're going to be well coached. It's going to be about execution. I think that game is going to be closer than people anticipate as well. But I'm going to take Granite Bay, man. You can't go against Coach Cal. And I think he's going to have something up his sleeve. You got to come with something. Be prepared when you play each other so many times. Again, when you're in the same league and then you end up, this is why everybody complains a little bit about playing each other or playing in preseason or getting these matchups in or getting these, foundation and fundamental games in, because I may potentially see you in that championship game or that semi game. And of course, we all know it's always a secret. Everything is a secret. Everything is disguised. Everything is a mystery when it comes to coaching, even though it's really not. I mean, that's how we keep our aura and our mystique. So I would not want to have to play a team twice or somebody that's very familiar with me. But a lot of these teams, they are very familiar with each other. They've played each other multiple times, and this is not a new rodeo. Again, with how sports are all year long, these guys know each other. These girls, when they're playing in these other sports, like, they know each other very well because they play against each other all year long. It's kind of just, the beast of the nature of the beast. Let's get to D1. All right? Where it really, really matters, and all the power, all the mojo, all the eyes will be on what's going on at the D1 level. Even if you're at your own game or another game, you're going to be trying to check that max preps to see what the score is when it comes to the D1 matchup. So D1 tonight in the semifinal games, Monterey Trail will head up to Folsom to take on the number one quarterback, I want to say, in the state. Come on now, Ryder. And the Folsom Bulldogs, who are playing probably the best football we've seen them play not in a very long time, but this is the best football that I may experience as far as in my generation. Folsom has kind of come up out the mud since they established, but they are a powerhouse, and it seems like the steam is still rolling in that thing. Everybody's going to be, all eyes are on their quarterback, who everybody knows is the guy. Ryder Lions going to BYU commit, and they got some J-Mo. They have this Folsom team is pretty good, but the last time these two teams played in the semifinal game, Monterey Trail was victorious. Now, they play each other a lot. They've had a lot of preseason matchups against each other. These two coaches know each other very well. Shout out to Coach Doherty. Shout out to Coach Ewing. Two very well-respected names in the high school football ranks. And it will be, can Monterey Trail go up to Folsom and stop the Raging Bulldogs? Because they are on fire trying to go back. I think this would be a three-peat for them too. Section championship games. And also I don't think Folsom or anybody really cares about who they're going to play next, but it puts a little bit more jam to that jelly if we could get Folsom and Grant in the section championship game. I mean, everybody thinks Folsom is all mighty right now. I don't know if anybody really thinks outside of like this section could beat them it probably would have to be somebody. De La Salle is ranked higher than them. There's a couple other teams. But it's who's going to knock down Goliath right now. In that second game, right up the road, which I'm very tempted to watch a half in one game and go to another game, but we're going to pray about that. Tonight, Grant will ride up to El Dorado Hills as well to face off against Oak Ridge. Now, they played each other. Close matchup in 2023, I want to say 24. The last time they played each other outside of the playoffs, and Oak Ridge nail-biter, close game. Everybody's picking Grant to win and go in and handle business, which, I mean, this is another one that's going to be really, really close too. I think it's going to be neck and neck when it comes to Grant facing off against Oak Ridge, two well-coached teams. And I always say Grant got a little advantage because they got two head coaches. Shout out to Coach Sid and Coach Reed over there. But it's going to be another good one. I'm tempted. I think I'm going to Folsom, but I'm going to be tempted to go see what the Pacers do and are they able to make it to the section championship. If you cannot watch the game tonight, it's going to be a ton of people that's streaming it live. I'm going to be going live tonight watching the game and letting y'all know where it's popping at. But also, too, next week, November 28th, they are going to be playing the section championship game. The 28th and the 29th. 28th will be Division 1, Division 3, and Division 5. The 29th will be Division 2, Division 4, and Division 6. So if you want to get an opportunity to go see those games as well, they're going to be locked in at Hughes Stadium. Man, it is my time, the saddest time of the week, but I got my boy Dosty on deck, so I ain't worried about it. Y'all going to be in good hands, man. But it is Coach Goody. I love y'all. I hope y'all have a fantastic weekend. Make sure you get your dose of sports because you know over here we always give y'all the game. This is Coach Goody. Y'all listening to me live on 97.5 FM KDEE, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace.